Videofashion Monthly brings a brand new kind of fashion magazine to life. All the glamour and excitement of fashion as it happens. And you're right there, all around the world. Meet the people who make fashion news. Come to the fashion shows, visit backstage, and shop for what's newest. This month, Videofashion Monthly takes you to New York City, where America's leading designers stage fabulous fashion shows to launch the new looks for spring 1984. And you are invited. We've reserved a front row seat just for you at some exciting fashion shows. You'll hear what some of America's leading designers are saying. Fashion makes news, and you'll get the whole story for this spring. Meet Bill Blass, the man behind one of fashion's most famous names. Pick up some makeup tips to update your look. See the launch of a brand new fashion look for spring. Meet Ralph Lauren, America's most famous designer. Get to know our video cover girl, Diane DeWitt. And find out what you must buy now. It's time for a new fashion season to be launched. Invitations are sent to the rich and famous, and you've got a front row seat. Some of America's most famous designers are talking about fashion changes. Let's eavesdrop.
In the 80s, again, the only thing that I see that strongly now is that there's more individuality in dressing. I think that a woman certainly no longer dresses dressed by one designer, and she is more individual now. She's not conforming as much as she did, certainly as much as she did in the last decade.
My design philosophy has really emerged over the years. It's become certainly more refined. But as all designers start with an idea or a concept, they have to start somewhere before they enlarge their visions.
Color is really emotional, and I think even when the clothes are hanging in the store, in a rack, amongst so many others, you're drawn to your own favorite colors immediately. There's immediate rapport you have with them. They can look at the quality of the merchandise, they can look at the quality of my design. Second, it's the color that gets them there to the rack.
Neutrals, even in the evening, the beautiful dove grays, the powder blues, and blacks punctuated with pastels, they look fresh and calm and don't shout.
Elegance is something that goes with everything. It goes with your attitude, it goes with your movements, it goes with the way you have your hair.
We should not forget, ever, that fashion, before anything, should always be amusing. That when a woman goes to a store to buy a dress, is a wonderful privilege that you are able to go to a store and buy, and that you should have a very good time doing it, and it should always be a little bit, it should be fun.
Fashion makes big news in New York, the city that renamed its 7th Avenue Fashion Avenue. The news up and down that avenue for spring is good news indeed. The best news is the new simplicity that means clean, easy shapes. Oscar de la Renta's clean shape is streamlined, a simple sort of silhouette that eases over your body. The shape is softer and longer at Blassport, but still as clean as can be. Alexander Julian sometimes adds belts to his clean-cut short shapes. The clean shape swings out to become a soft, flowing triangle designed by Perry Ellis. Alexander Julian's dropped waist dress is typical of the ease that's a result of the clean shape. Linen fabrics are an important fashion news story for spring. Linen may be a newsmaker now, but there's nothing new about it, since even ancient Egyptians appreciated its cool, lightweight comfort. Alexander Julian likes linen in layers for his simply shaped jumper dresses and tops. Adri uses linen for a new version of the shirt dress. And Ralph Lauren shows us that linen is such a beautiful fabric on its own that it needs no fancy design to show it off. Ronaldus Shamask puts a linen duster coat over a linen shift dress, doubling the fashion fabric news. And at Anne Klein, linen appeared as the favorite fabric for some new, simpler sort of casual suits. Color is a headline maker in fashion, and for spring, the news is told very quietly in neutral colors that look calm and refreshing. Blassport showed all the important neutrals: beige, tan, taupe, charcoal gray, and black. The neutral colors are perfect for the new clean shapes seen at Perry Ellis. At Anne Klein, those same neutral colors were mixed together in different tones and shades of tan, beige, and gray. Charcoal gray is one of the new darker neutral shades, beautifully expressed in Alexander Julian's linen dresses. The coat dress from Bill Blass wraps up the neutral color story for spring. We talked to Bill Blass, one of the biggest names in fashion.
I've always known what I wanted to do. It was obvious from the time I could sketch and draw, which I did at an early age, that the fashion career appealed to me. I thought it was glamorous and exciting, and it would take me to New York, which if you're from Indiana is something that essentially you want to do. I had no idea that it could be as diversified, of course, now that it includes menswear and automobiles and everything else that I do. But it's still it's the clothes, making the clothes, that excites me. Well, I do feel strongly that a woman, unless she really can wear her clothes and forget she's wearing them, is not well dressed. I think she should, in essence, be comfortable in her clothes.
Many of America's best-dressed women feel comfortable in a Bill Blass creation. His evening gowns are great favorites and have been seen at social events for many years. Sometimes they're bare and sexy looking. Other times they can be elegantly covered up. Whatever the look, Bill Blass does it with assurance and style. Bill Blass can be flirtatious too. He's a deft hand at everything from rows of ruffles to dramatic high fashion. Whatever the look, season after season, the woman who wears Bill Blass is always the belle of the ball. After all, she's dressed by fashion's Prince Charming, and he's got ideas about what to wear after the ball, too.
Well, the marvelous thing about the working woman is that all of those stigmas about dressing for success seem to have disappeared. She's no longer confined to the gray flannel executive suit. I think the prime difference this season and for the coming one will be a woman who works wearing dresses as opposed to suits or trousers. This year it's apt to be a dress that I think has a rather new shape. It's a dress again, whether it's a chemise or an unfitted dress, but it's a dress. It's the season of the dress.
And some of Bill's newest dresses are in the strong, bright colors that he so often favors. For spring, Bill mixed some of those strong colors together for an exciting new suit look. He can make color into a strong statement. But even basic white and gray has plenty of pizzazz when Bill Blass is the designer. His spring evening looks are simple, slender stems of fabrics outlined with shimmering sparkle. A simple black dress is simply sensational when Blass adds the drama of beading. Gowns by Bill Blass, important dresses for life's most important occasions. Now Kevin O'Coin of Alberto Fava shares new makeup tips with us.
Well, we started with foundation and then powdered. And after that, we lined the eyes with black, and then sort of, it's Violin by Lancome underneath. And then we put a highlighter up here, black shadow on the lid, and finishing off with a little bit of a purple out on the edges. The cheeks are, again, a rose shade to complement the lipstick and the eyes. And it's a very matte face, too. Okay, I'm applying more black shadow to her eye. This is to give the eye some depth in here. I apply it in the crease, through here. Up here. You can see it gives the eye depth. A little more. And the lips aren't very glossy. The lips are very matte. So we blot the lips after we finish them. It gives the lips a very matte finish, which is very new, very nice look for her. But like I said, people shouldn't be afraid, to experiment with colors. It's the only way to grow and learn what's good for you, what works for you. It's always good to invest in a good set of brushes. Any workman, buys the best tools he can to work with, so I buy good brushes to use, to apply makeup with. So it just makes sense. You have good tools, you're going to have a good effect. Even if you don't have the best brushes or the best makeup or whatever, you can still make a professional look out of it if you just blend everything.
If you were to go shopping to buy just one thing for spring, here's what you must buy from New York to look right up to the minute. You must buy a chemise dress. It's the clean, simply shaped shift dress that's modern looking and so easy to wear. Glassport does it brightly buttoned down the back. The chemise appears as a short shift in pretty pastel linens at Anne Klein. Alexander Julian's version of the chemise is also in linen, a longer length in neutral colors. Perry Ellis turned the chemise into the season's simplest sundress. And Oscar de la Renta brightened these chemise dresses with stripes and pretty florals. And Halston softened the chemise with a scarfed neckline. Spring fashion in New York, where the good news is good looking. There's a new look coming this season. It's a revival of romantic fashion, and it's as fresh and pretty as a spring bouquet. Romance has been missing from fashion for a while, buried under high-gloss glamour. Now it's coming back, and it's going to make you look younger and prettier. Even glamour designer Bob Mackie turned to romance with some sweet looks and pretty colors. Perry Ellis went romantic with innocent-looking little girl dresses. Pretty gingham checks are Bill Hare's romantic pattern choice for spring. And Ralph Lauren took romance back a few decades for an old-fashioned look. Perry Ellis stylists put sportswear into a state of romance with soft fabrics in pretty, soft colors. Color is an important aspect of the romantic look. Soft, pretty pastels make everything look romantic, and they're the most flattering colors you can ever wear. Bill Hare lightens the look of his pastels even more by showing them with white. Lilac leads the pretty pastels for the simple chemise dresses at Anne Klein. And the pastels blossomed as big floral print at Blassport. The soft colors chosen by Ronaldo's Chamask are a luscious buttery yellow and a soft shade of pink. Fabrics are falling under the spell of romance, too. As delicate as a spring breeze, the new romantic fabrics are sheer flattery. Organdy is the pretty choice that's just like wearing a cloud. Shirts take on a romantic look when they're sheer organdy. Chiffon is the sheer fabric for a more flowing effect. And silk organza is the most luxurious romantic fabric of the season. The most romantic accessory of all time is the big brimmed hat. And now you too can look like a romantic heroine when you wear one of the new straw hats with a big, beautiful brim to frame your face. Ralph Lauren is such a famous designer that he's almost an American institution. Ralph designs for you, for your man, for your children, and for your home, too. His look glorifies the American aristocracy, the blue bloods who spend their lives on yachts and on polo ponies. In his newest collection, Ralph's American heroine has an aura of old-fashioned romance about her. His sportier looks are romantic, too, in soft, neutral shades and floral tapestry prints. Even a classic such as the trench coat gets softened for a romantic effect from Ralph. Updating a classic is Ralph's specialty, and his newest suits are supreme examples of his unerring classic style. Strictly tailored with crisp details, the best-looking suit of the season has a cool elegance, from its sharp shoulders down to a longer hemline. Even jodhpur-shaped pants are given a very romantic look for this spring. Ralph's new romantic heroine looks as if she's destined to go on a safari years and years ago. Ralph chooses neutral colors for this season: cream, white, and sun-baked shades of tan, brown, and taupe. These classic neutral sportswear colors are given a newly romantic look when they're used to color this new nostalgic look. classics are given fresh new interpretations that make them relate to each different season. And now they're in a more romantic mood. The Ralph Lauren Look for Spring, a romantic heroine on a bygone safari. Ralph Lauren, updating the classics. You've seen her everywhere, our video cover girl. The most famous face in American fashion today belongs to beautiful Diane DeWitt.
I started modeling in Houston, Texas about 6 years ago, and it was a fun thing for me. It wasn't a job. I was in school, and it was something fun to do on the side. And an art director at a department store was just very encouraging and gave me the opportunity, because of him, to do work in Houston, Texas. And so from there, New York was the next step, and that's why I'm here.
Diane isn't an overnight sensation. Her classic beauty has made her a very popular favorite with many fashion designers for the past several years. Her face is so perfect that she can be transformed into a designer's particular dream girl for any given season. Then she found her own look. And when Diane cut her hair into a straight bob, she became the hottest model in the world.
I love my job. I mean, I hope that everyone really loves their job, but I must say that my job is very rewarding, and it is different. Most days are different from the day before, and it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of pre-preparation as well as preparation when you get there. Runway show is extremely, extremely organized, and the people who are behind it have worked very many long hours in advance, and as well as spontaneously. But it should be very organized, and the dressers backstage, it's very fast, it's extremely hectic, and hopefully you do keep your cool throughout it all. But that's what I say, each time you come out, you're fresh, it's a new outfit, and it's as if you were never out there before. You know, it's just spontaneity. There's nothing more rewarding than a live audience, especially if you're doing well. Now, if you're not doing too well, you kind of wish that it wouldn't be live, but that's the challenge right there, is you get one shot at it, and that's it. But it's a whole attitude so that you present the image for the designer, and that is your job. For sportswear, Diane DeWitt is very, hopefully, relaxed, at ease, natural, not stiff, so that on the runway you look as if I'm walking down the beach in those thongs, swinging my hair or whatever, so that it's a natural thing to be wearing that garment and creating a mood. And then the sportswear of a woman in the city, for example, in a tailored suit, a businesswoman, I feel that. You know, you just have to really get into that atmosphere too for your garment. So hopefully I can go from morning to noon to night.
Around the clock, around the world, Diane DeWitt is the new superstar model of the 80s. Fashion's dream girl, our video cover girl, Diane DeWitt. Now let's go on an imaginary shopping trip for that one item you must buy now. It's the romantic blouse, a confectionery top that will give your whole wardrobe a pretty lift. Sheer, lacy, lovely to wear. Pretty puffy sleeves and a big bow. What could be more romantic? The new sheer fabrics give any blouse or shirt a romantic look. An antique look looks new again. Lace trims and embroidered flowers inspired by heirlooms for the new romantic blouse that you must buy. Romance returns to fashion in New York for spring 1984.